babe, let's keep it real for a second. When was the last time a man really spoiled you? And I'm not talking about that half-hearted, let me cash app you $20 type of spoiling. I'm talking about a man who plans weekends away just to see you smile. A man who pulls out his wallet without hesitation, books the restaurant, orders the champagne, and surprises you with gifts just because he can't get enough of you. Now, here's the secret that nobody tells you. Men don't spoil every woman. Some women get spoiled effortlessly, while others have to beg for the bare minimum. And if you've ever wondered why, if you've ever asked yourself, why is she being treated like a queen while I'm over here settling for crumbs? Sis, lean in. Because the truth is, men are wired to spoil the right kind of woman. Once you learn how to become that woman, the one who flips the switch in his brain, he will chase you, invest in you, and yes, spoil you like crazy. So stay with me until the very end, because I'm about to break down the exact psychology of how to become the kind of woman men love to spoil. And I promise, once you see this game clearly, you'll never look at dating the same way again. Let's start with the truth most women don't want to hear. Men don't spoil women because they're nice or because they just feel like it. Men spoil women because it feeds something deep inside them. Psychology time. Men are biologically wired to be providers. Back in the caveman days, a man's worth came from how well he could hunt, protect, and provide for his family. Fast forward to today, and that instinct hasn't gone anywhere. When a man invests in you, whether it's money, time, or effort, it makes him feel masculine. It makes him feel valuable. It makes him feel like a man. But here's the part nobody tells you. Men don't want to invest in every woman. They only want to invest in the woman who makes them feel like their investment is worth it. Think about it. You've probably seen a guy treat one woman like she's gold, showering her with attention and resources, then turn around and give another woman absolutely nothing. It's not luck, sis. It's not random. It's about how she triggers his provider instinct. So here's the payoff. Men love to spoil when they feel like they're investing in something rare, valuable, and unforgettable. That's why begging never works. That's why complaining doesn't work. Spoiling only happens when a man feels like you're the prize he wants to win. But knowing this isn't enough. Because if you're thinking, okay, sis, but how do I actually become that kind of woman? That's where feminine energy comes in. And trust me, this is where the game really begins. Sis, let me break it down. Men can smell your energy the second you walk in the room. They don't even have to talk to you. Before you sit down, before you say a single word, he can already feel if you're radiating that magnetic, irresistible feminine energy, or if you're giving off desperation and pick-me vibes. And here's what you need to understand. Masculine men, the kind of men who lead, provide, and protect, are only drawn to women who lean into their feminine. That's what creates the spark, the chemistry, the pull that makes him want to impress you, pursue you, and spoil you. Now let me paint a picture. Imagine two women. The first one walks into a room stiff, guarded, almost trying to prove herself. She's over-talking, trying too hard, and giving off masculine energy, like she's competing. The second woman walks in soft, radiant, smiling like she knows a secret. She moves slowly, gracefully, confident in her presence. Guess which one the masculine man is immediately drawn to? Exactly, the second one. Why? Because men crave contrast. If he's masculine, dominant, and driven, he doesn't want a mirror image of himself. He doesn't want another man in a dress. He wants a woman who allows him to step fully into his masculine role. And your feminine energy is what creates that opening. Now here's the payoff. When you're truly in your feminine, you don't have to ask to be spoiled. Men naturally step up. They want to pick up the bill. They want to plan the date. They want to surprise you with gifts. Why? Because every time they do, they're rewarded with your softness, your charm, your gratitude, that sparkle in your eyes that makes him feel like he's 10 feet tall. But, and listen carefully, sis, feminine energy without boundaries? That's not high value. That's a doormat. And that's the fastest way to attract men who take without giving. So let's talk about boundaries. The secret weapon that makes men not just respect you, but invest in you. All right, girl, I need you to really lean in right here. Because this is the part most women get wrong. Here's the raw truth. If you say yes to everything, if you're overgiving, if you're chasing and people-pleasing, you are killing a man's desire to spoil you. Why? Because Psychology 101. People value what they invest in. If you give unlimited access to your time, your body, your energy, without requiring him to step up, you're telling him, I'm free, I'm easy, I don't require effort. And when something requires no effort, it gets no value. High-value women, they play a different game. They have standards. They're not dropping everything to respond to a "what you doing" text at midnight. They're not rewarding crumbs. They're not begging for attention. Instead, they set boundaries that force a man to rise up if he wants access. Here's the payoff. Boundaries don't push men away. Boundaries filter men. Low-value men will run. Good riddance. But high-value men, they'll lean in. They'll respect you. And once a man respects you, spoiling you becomes natural, because in his mind, he's investing in a prize that's rare and worth every penny. And sis, let me drop this in real quick. If this is speaking to your soul right now, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, because I've got way more game lined up that you do not want to miss. Trust me, we're only scratching the surface. Now here's where it gets juicy. Boundaries will earn you respect, but respect alone doesn't guarantee spoiling. To unlock that level, you've got to master the art of allure. And sis, that's exactly where we're heading next. All right, girl, boundaries will earn you respect. Respect is nice, but respect alone won't buy you plane tickets, designer bags, or weekly date nights. Respect is the floor, not the ceiling. If you want a man not just to respect you, but to obsess over you, you have to master the art of allure. Now let me open this loop. Spoiling doesn't happen when you nag, beg, or guilt trip a man. Spoiling happens when he feels hooked, enchanted, like he can't get enough of you. And allure is what keeps him coming back hungry. Think about it. Why do some women have men spending money on them left and right, while others can't even get a text back? It's allure. It's not about looks. We've all seen average-looking women getting spoiled by wealthy men. It's about the vibe she gives off. Allure is mystery. Allure is play. Allure is not being completely accessible, even when you really like him. It's giving him just enough to keep him chasing, while holding something back so he has to invest to get closer. Here's a quick story. I had a girl in my circle who would tell a man everything about herself on the first date, where she grew up, what went wrong with her ex, even her financial struggles. By dessert, there was no mystery left. Men liked her, sure, but they didn't chase. They didn't spoil. They didn't feel compelled. Now another friend? Sis, she knew the game. She gave men pieces of herself like puzzle pieces. Never all at once. She'd share something funny, then hold back. She'd smile and change the subject, leaving him wondering. By the end of the date, he wasn't just interested. He was invested. He'd text her right after, plan the next outing, buy her gifts just to stay in her orbit. That's the payoff. Mystery makes men invest. Because when they don't have all of you, they work harder to earn more of you. But here's where it gets really juicy. Allure alone will get his attention. But if you want him to move from attention to spoiling, you've got to tap into something even deeper, his provider instinct. And sis, that's where we're headed. Every man, even the stingy ones, even the lazy ones, has a hidden switch inside him. It's called the provider instinct. When it's activated, he wants to give. He feels fulfilled when he invests. He literally gets a rush of masculine pride when he takes care of a woman. The problem? Most women never flip this switch. Here's the loop. If you've ever had a man who ghosted after one date, or one who swore he was broke but then spoiled the next woman he dated, it's not that he couldn't provide. It's that you didn't activate that instinct in him. So how do you trigger it? The answer is simpler than you think. You let him feel like a man around you. That means you receive. You don't fight him when he wants to pay. You don't reject his help. You don't downplay his efforts. You let him do, and then you reward him with your gratitude, your softness, and your charm. Let's get practical. He offers to fix something at your place. You let him. He insists on paying for dinner. You don't argue. You smile and say, "Thank you. I love how you take care of things." He surprises you with a gift. You don't say, "Oh, you didn't have to." You say, "Wow, this makes me feel so special." Every time you receive with grace, you're telling his brain, "Spoiling me's feeling like a king." That's how you wire him to keep doing it. But here's the cliffhanger. Even when you trigger his provider instinct, if you don't know how to lock it in, the spoiling might fade. Men can spoil in the honeymoon phase and then get lazy. So the real question is, how do you make spoiling you a long-term habit? That's what's next. Babe, here's where women either win the game or lose it completely. A man can spoil you in the beginning. That's easy. But the goal isn't to get spoiled for a week or two. The goal is to become the kind of woman he continues to spoil long-term. So here's the loop. How do you lock it in so he doesn't just spoil you in the honeymoon phase, but for months and years to come? It comes down to positioning yourself as irreplaceable. He has to see you not as a temporary fling, but as a high-value woman who brings peace, joy, and allure into his life, something he can't get from anyone else. This doesn't mean overgiving or trying to earn his affection. It means balancing your feminine energy with boundaries and allure. You stay soft, but you also stay firm. You reward his spoiling with gratitude and sweetness, but you never accept crumbs. You keep a little mystery alive, even years in. You don't become predictable. And here's the dark psychology twist. Men are creatures of conditioning. If every time he spoils you, you light up and make him feel like a hero, and every time he slacks, you pull back, he'll quickly learn that spoiling you equals pleasure and neglect equals pain. That's how spoiling becomes consistent. That's how it becomes not just an action, but a habit. And here's the payoff. Once a man sees you as the woman who makes him feel alive, masculine, and powerful, spoiling you won't feel like a chore. It will feel like his purpose. But sis, none of this sticks if you don't first believe you deserve it. And that's the final secret. Girl, let me wrap this up with the truth. You don't have to beg to be spoiled. You don't have to settle for the bare minimum. You don't have to convince a man to see your worth. The kind of woman men love to spoil is the woman who knows she is the prize. She embodies her feminine energy. She sets boundaries, like a queen. She keeps her allure alive, and she activates that provider instinct so deeply that spoiling her becomes second nature. When you step into that version of yourself, men won't just want to spoil you. They'll compete to do it. So sis, if this video gave you the game you needed today, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because this is just the beginning. I've got more secrets, more strategies, and more unapologetic truth coming that will change the way men treat you forever. And remember, you are the prize. You are the kind of woman men dream of spoiling. Never, ever settle for less. I'll see you in the next one.